Good evening, everyone. I'm glad to welcome Mr. Shashidhar Sharma. So he's an associate director and who is a co-chair of Global Knowledge Media and Communications at CAGS, a non-profit organization in CRE sector. And he has more than 2 decades of top management level and marketing experience in the field of real estate, construction, and infrastructure development.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I didn't get your name.
Ashok, sir. I'm Ashok. Yeah.
Thank you, Ashok. Thank you very much for that. And wonderful to be here. So the idea is that I'm going to talk about dealing with competition. Okay, good evening, folks. And what I've been given to understand is that most of you are young professionals joining the fraternity and professional life and on the verge of joining. And I'm also given to understand that some of you are into business administration kind of thing. So looking forward to a very good session. And in between, I will like to, kind of ask you certain questions. So, it's going to be very interactive. And it is not going to be very, textbook kind of stuff. I'm going to deal with this competition of sharing my information with you in terms of having an open discussion and what I've learned over the past 25 plus years of experience working with multinational companies, as well as running my own business for some time, and as well as many of the things what I've done. Let's ask this question: what is competition? So any one of you, if you can speak or tell me what is competition in your mind, and what do you see this child crying on the left-hand side bottom corner of the screen? Any ideas? So you see, the competition starts from the very beginning, from our childhood. We compete to get the attention of our parents. We compete to get attention beyond the parents to our relatives and our family members. And in case you are blessed with the siblings and brothers and sisters, you also compete with them in finding the, kind of a right focus on you. And that's how this crying has developed. Crying has developed because how do you explain your mother that you're hungry or you got something, some attention is required. So that's how we do. So from the childhood, we go to the next level, which is go to school. And that's where we do this very interesting thing called head boy, head girl kind of thing. And that's another form of the competition where you need attention. You need attention from the person you like, the person you want to impress upon. And that's how the competition is all about. From the childhood to the professional stage, we are competing. Even when you join the firm, even when you get into kind of a professional engagement, you are competing with your peers, your friends, your colleagues. You're always competing. And that's how the evolution has developed. If I can give you how many of you have heard about all these companies? And specifically, I would like to know how many of you know about the Napstar, Hathway, Berkshire. So these are the usual suspects, which I feel that Alibaba is one of them now getting into doldrums. But of course, Amazon, Google, and Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, all these are amazing firms now, which are one of the top companies. But let me take you through the history and how they were before. So this is the chart what I'm showing you here. Apple is at $1.2 trillion, and that's how it went. So we have Microsoft, the second one, Standard Oil, PetroChina, IBM, Saudi Aramco, and Southeast China, and Mississippi Company. Mississippi Company and Southeast China companies are 100 years old. But can anybody guess which is the world's largest firm ever? Any guesses? World's largest firm ever? East India Company, one of the biggest company even today. And they had an army of their own. I love everyone else knew. And then 1700s, they started this punching system. The reason they started this punching system was that from Calcutta, the ships used to take all the documents to London. And when it is got unloaded, and they created the first ever office. When it gets unloaded, so people have to continuously work 3 shifts. And people used to, punch in the person who has come 3 shifts, so that before the ship gets ready to sail back, all the important documents and everything is taken, recorded, and sent it back. So that's your East India Company. And Dutch East India Company is another company called VOC. If you know what is unicorn, so unicorn are, in terms of business, are called the firms which achieve the valuation of $1 billion US, and that's how they're called unicorn. And this year we have around 20 plus firms in India become a unicorn. One of them is Jetworks, which I know personally. So interacted with them, worked with them on their own marketing strategies, and also unicorns. To achieve this kind of status from 0 to $1 billion requires a lot of inputs, a lot of strategy, a lot of plans. And most important thing is the competitive, dealing with competition. So what is required to achieve this success of this magnitude? Strategic focus, leadership, management, business development, process and planning. I think you guys should note this down. These are the things which is required ultimately to become successful. Passion towards goal. And the other key element to any success is people, personal, staff, learning and development. That's how you sustain the whole scenario, the whole DNA of a firm. And finally, the operations, processes, and work. If you don't have any product to sell or exclusive product, you're not going to be successful, and your competition will kill you. And final thing, that's where we are going to discuss more, is marketing, customer relationship, and responsiveness. Basically, the competitive analysis, and that's how you deal with competition. So, okay, so I'm going to talk about a little bit more about these companies. So I was just waiting for people. So why you guys never talked about Google, Apple, Facebook, YouTube? Paytm is very small as of now. But I have selected these companies because of certain reason, and which once I explain, because I want to explain how the focus strategy, the competitive analysis, dealing with competition, how these companies dealt with. I'm sure that none of you would have, most of you, if you're a music lover, would have heard about Napster. It's a very interesting story. Google it. You will find an amazing story about Napster. PayPal is now is different thing altogether. 1998, a cryptography company, it started as a cryptography company and moved into money transfer, and finally bought over by eBay. Now eBay is more than $2.5 billion company, $6 billion company. Slightly older input I have here. Google, of course, somebody was talking about the Indian heading this firm, but it was not profitable at all when it started. Google never was profitable for almost 10 years. Mark Zuckerberg's secret society, where they wanted to grade the girls in the college. And 2005, 2006, it became a huge hit, and now it is a country in itself. There's half of the world is there. Apple is a very interesting story. From 1993 to 97 struggle, they created iMac, which is a huge hit. Then they created an iPad, and finally, I'm sure that many of you would have seen the presentation of iPhone. But that's the last story. Think different company. Yep. But now, if they don't get another one shortly, a different thing, they will not be able to charge the kind of premium they're charging right now. But even the phone is amazing, and that's where they've created. Okay, so YouTube, one of the amazing thing, amazing stuff. Never went for the business. It just kept on adding, which is the biggest, selling. Okay, don't give me T-Series. T-Series is the largest number of followers. Don't give me that. What is the biggest YouTube video attractor? Any guesses? Which is the most shared video on the YouTube? A type of video. Ronaldo, no, Ronaldo. Ronaldo is now. From the beginning, it is one of the. Actually, it actually started with from that video kind of thing. So that's the cat videos. The cat videos are the most important thing happened. So that's Napster. I was talking about Napster because this is where your competition, how you lose the track. Napster is one classic example. Now nobody knows Napster, and finally this was bought by a German company just for their 9 million songs, and it was a huge thing in 90s. Amazing thing, but just lost the game, just lost the focus. There's no strategy, and so changes in business strategy were not incidental footnotes in the history of business. They were all planned. They all had a strategy. They all had idea. They all had innovative product. They all had so many unique things which we call USP, unique selling proposition, that all these firms were made. And the second important thing that they changed with the times. PayPal become eBay. Google become from just search engine. It has become an ad engine. Microsoft, the place. Facebook. Now the Facebook is selling your ads, so it becomes business proposition. That's where the leadership comes. So when I was talking about the other strategic things, the leadership is very important. That the people, leadership, and your product, amazing things to have, and that's how you beat competition. So basically, it is not kind of a match. It is a science, and you can crack it. And as you come to the professional life, you will know that there is a key to all the successes. There's a key to win your competition. There's a key to becoming successful yourself.